Hello everyone and welcome back today for a new Ninjago tier list video. I really enjoyed making the last tier list video and you guys seemed to really enjoy watching it, so I figured why not make another? And this is one I have been desperate to make. Now, if you guys have seen my previous tier list video, then you would know it was a ranking the seasons video, and I thought that was very fitting for my first tier list video in a while. But I think that the second most important tier list to make would be a tier list ranking the villains, every Ninjago villain at that. So today, I figured I would do just that and go ahead and rank every single villain with all of you. This is going to be mostly unedited, just raw footage of me going through and ranking every single villain, so I really do hope you all end up enjoying it. Without further ado though, let's just get started with today's video. Alrighty then guys, so as you can see, we are here now on the tier maker website. I've got everything laid out here. We've obviously got S tier being the best tier, and D tier being for the lowest of the low, bottom of the barrel villains. And when I say we're ranking the villains, I really do mean it. We have pretty much every single imaginable quote-unquote main Ninjago villain. To start with though, just to keep things simple, I will go ahead and just rank the main villains from every installment, and then if we have time towards the end, I will go ahead and maybe rank some of the side characters, although that's not really the main focus for today's video. But let's just start with Samukai, who is a villain I actually do like a fair bit, which might surprise some of you guys, maybe. But yeah, Samukai, I think he's a fairly good Ninjago villain. Is he really amazing? No. I think B tier is going to be the best possible place for him. He's not bad, but he's not good either, if that makes any sense. He's not, like, amazing. He's definitely nowhere near A or S tier. So, yeah, I think B tier is suitable. Next up, we have Garmadon, and I think this is going to represent Garmadon from Seasons 1 and 2 by the looks of it. And I think I'm going to have to put him straight in S tier, guys. He just has this classic Ninjago charm about him. His motivations and everything was really good. I liked his relationship with Lloyd during this time. That was probably at its peak, all things considered. So yeah, Garmadon, Seasons 1 and 2, S tier. It all just works, in my personal and humble opinion. The next main villain I am spotting here is Pythor, actually. Pythor. And this is going to be Crystalized Pythor. And if we're being honest, I honestly think C tier. He didn't really do a lot. He was just kind of there. He was a bit weird, all things considered, in Crystalized. Crystalized messed up a lot of different characters. Pythor wasn't really messed up as such, but he just didn't really do a lot, if that makes sense. He was on the Crystal Council. It was very fan-servicey. He just didn't really do a lot. So I think C tier for Crystalized Pythor makes the most sense. This is me doing a quick edit cut-in, and I just want to say I never actually ranked Season 1 Pythor here for whatever reason, but I just want to say that if I did, theoretically, Pythor, Purple Pythor, the one we all know and love, would be straight into S tier. Just wanted to clear that up because I realised now I didn't actually get around to ranking him, and as for all of the other Crystal Council members, they'd pretty much all be in the exact same tier as Crystalized Pythor. They're all pretty much equal in my opinion, just kind of boring. Apart from Asphera, who would be in A tier. But other than that, just wanted to clear that up, so that's that done. Enjoy the rest of the video. Next up, let's head straight to the Ice Emperor, who is going to be another C tier, I think. He had so much potential. The potential was absolutely crazy with the Ice Emperor, but was that potential fulfilled? No way. Absolutely no way. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. Next up is Asphera, who is probably going to be another B tier, I think. She is definitely a step above the others, but is she anything incredible? No. With that being said, though, if we do see Crystalized Asphera, I would probably put her a little bit higher, because I really liked her within Crystalized. I'm just going to be honest. Now, I'm trying to just scroll through here. There are so many villains, but only some of them are actually main villains. But the next one I'm seeing once again is going to be Unagami, who is a villain that is pretty damn cool. Once again, though, I think B tier, and I think I'm going to put... There we go. So, Asphera is going to be the best in B tier, then Samukai, then Unagami. That seems like the best ordering in my personal opinion, so, yeah, I'm happy with Unagami being there. Same with the Skull Sorcerer as well, to be honest, although I think the Skull Sorcerer is a little bit better, so there we go. That's the ordering for B tier so far. A lot of B tier, nothing in A, and just one in S. That's probably going to change quite soon, though, as... Well, no, actually, I've stumbled across Mamatus, who is a character that's definitely not worthy of A or S tier, but I think C tier, I think, yeah. Probably the, yeah, you know what, the best in C tier, for now, anyway. Obviously, that's going to change, I'd imagine, but, yeah, I'd say he's better than Crystalized Pythor, and he's definitely better than the Ice Emperor, a villain that had just a lot of wasted potential. Next up is going to be Kalmar, and I'm thinking A tier for Kalmar. He wasn't, like, complete top of the top, but he was very good, right? He was very, very good. A lot of people do like to kind of say that he's like a rip-off of Pythor, and I sort of see where people are coming from, but at the end of the day, he had so much different elements to him that it really made up for that, so yeah. I'm seeing the mechanic here, who honestly I'm gonna just go ahead and rank now, because he's kind of a main villain nowadays. I'm thinking B tier for him as well, although I would put him in front of Unagami overall. I'm just going to assume this is the mechanic, you know, this one represents all of him in every single season, because the mechanic overall is a very, very solid villain, in my opinion. Who do we have next? I'm just going to go through here and try and find yet another main villain, and here we go, we've got Chen, so I'm just going to try and get Chen up here if I can, and I'm going to be honest, guys, S tier has a brand new visitor. Chen was absolutely awesome. I really, really loved Chen. I'm just kind of wondering whether or not I should put him in the very front or behind Garmadon. I think I'm going to leave him just behind Garmadon, but to be honest, you guys, they're fairly interchangeable. I do love both of these villains absolute ton, but Chen was awesome. I loved the whole goofiness he had going on. He was very different for a Ninjago villain at the time, and even to this day he still is very different. So Chen is just awesome overall. I loved his motivations, everything was there, and it was really, really cool. Oh boy. Next up is going to be the Crystal King, a villain that once again had so much potential, but it was just kind of wasted. With that being said, though, I would probably put him in the very beginning of B tier, because it was the Overlord. He still did have a lot of cool moments. I loved his introduction within Crystalized. I thought it was awesome. It's just a shame about the rest. Everything just kind of fell off after that point, and it was really, really disappointing, but still, the Crystal King had some good moments, so I think I'd put him in the top of B tier. Who do we have next? There are just so many villains here, and I only really want to cover the main ones. I don't want to go over random villains like Makia, for example. I just don't feel as though that would really suit today's video. So, you know what? Moro is going to be up next. And once again, let me just try and get him where I want him to be. I've got to scroll up quite a lot here, but I'm thinking S tier for him as well. And I'm also thinking in front of Chen once again. In fact, I'm actually thinking in front of Garmadon. There we go. So it goes Moro, it's Garmadon, and then Chen. I think that's fair. Moro, it was an awesome villain. As I mentioned in my season ranking, Possession has been like a roller coaster for me. It's just gone from me liking it to loving it to hating it to all sorts, really. And the same can kind of be said for Moro. I do understand why some people don't actually like him, but me personally, I just still do like Moro quite a bit. I think he's really, really cool, hence why he's at the top of S tier right now. So yeah, I think he's definitely deserving of that spot. Oh boy, this is one we're going to have to rank now. It's going to be nice and quick and easy, because once again, linking things back to my season ranking video, if you have seen that, Skybrand was at the very top, and Nadakhan is a massive reason as to why that is. Nadakhan, literally just a 10 out of 10 character. I just love Nadakhan. I love everything about him. Really, really cool guy. Really, really creepy, and he just works as a good villain, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely. The Time Twins, well, one of the Time Twins, I should say, that being Acronix, who, by the way, is probably the better of the two, which is really such a basic opinion, but I've just got to come out and say it. I do prefer Acronix to Crux, so yeah, I'm going to put him here in B tier, so he's very, very close to being right at the top. Acronix, not Crux, is a very good villain. We might as well do Crux while we're here, though. I'd say he's probably also in B tier. You know, they're not too different in terms of quality, but yeah, I think that Crux is just a little bit worse. So I'm going to put him right behind, actually, to be honest. Now that I'm looking at it and looking at how everything is actually centered in B tier, I'm going to put him pretty much just behind Acronix. I think that seems like the most fair option. Yang is going to be quite low, I'm going to be honest, guys. He doesn't really do too much. He was just kind of there. He served his purpose, I guess. I don't really know. He was okay. I'm going to put him into C tier, though. Probably actually, no, you know what? I'm going to put him just behind Mamatus, although maybe that could change, or maybe you guys could just consider them to be pretty much equal in this particular case. So yeah, I'm just going to leave him just about there. Next up, let's go ahead and rank Garmadon from the Oni trilogy, and he is going to have to go straight up to S tier. Give me a moment to once again get him there. I've got to do a lot of scrolling up here. Let's put him here. I'd say he's better for sure than Season 1 and 2 Garmadon. I just think he has so much more depth to him. He was a much more interesting character. I just adored him in those seasons in the Oni trilogy. I think Garmadon was absolutely incredible and was pretty crazy. A pretty boring opinion from me there, because I know a lot of other people are going to share pretty much the same exact opinion. But yeah, I've just got to say it. Garmadon in those seasons, absolutely 10 out of 10. Impeccable stuff there. Same with Harumi, although I think she's a little bit worse. I'm going to put her in front of Kalmar, though, in A tier, but I didn't like her that much. I wouldn't say she was an S tier villain. Those are like the absolute pinnacle of Ninjago villains, in my opinion, and I wouldn't say Harumi is, personally at least, the pinnacle of Ninjago villains. Iron Baron is up next, and he is going to go fairly high, I'd say. A lot of people have sort of changed their opinions on him recently, I'd say. He's been getting a fair bit more love than he used to get, at least, but he's still not, like, really respected within the community, if that makes any sense to all of you. But I am going to go ahead and throw him into B tier. I would say he's probably actually at the top of B tier. I'd say he's better than the Crystal King, all things considered. He had a lot more going on than the Crystal King, so, yeah, the Iron Baron was awesome, and the whole idea behind him was just really cool, with pure greed. It was a really, like, basic, I guess, but just cool idea, and I really, really loved him for that. He was used to tell a really interesting message overall, I would say. Who do we have next, though? I'm seeing Beatrix, so you know what, let's just go ahead and rank her. Beatrix is, of course, as I'm making and uploading today's video, the current newest Ninjago villain we actually have, and she was very, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and put her in A tier, to be honest. I think there's still going to be more stuff coming with her, so we're just going to have to kind of wait and see. I would also say she was better than Kalmar as well. She was quite a compelling villain, although a lot of people do say that she was quite basic, but at the end of the day, I did still really, really like her. Raz is an interesting one, and I may be a little bit biased here, but I really loved him, and he was just so badass in the season. And on top of that, I think there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with him in the future that we haven't even seen. But in my personal opinion, literally just off of what we've seen of him so far, he does belong in A tier. I just thought he was incredible, really, really mysterious, cool kind of vibes going on with him. I would say that he's kind of like what I always wanted from the Crystal King and the Overlord's return within Crystalized, but actually done right. Now, sure, there was the time when he sort of lost to two very inexperienced ninjas in the form of Aaron and Sora, but we'll just kind of gloss over that. Let's just pretend that didn't even happen, because aside from that, the Raz was just really, really awesome. So, I think that's going to do it for quote-unquote main villains. Again, as I say, I don't want to go ahead and rank literally every single one of these guys, because that is going to be such a long video and is going to be kind of just boring, but yeah, that's basically going to conclude things here. Another video I should make in the future would be ranking the armies, because I know that's also included here in this tier list, but again, that's going to be a video for another time. So I think that's basically going to conclude today's video here. Just scrolling through, I don't want to kind of miss anyone out, and I'm not too sure if I have missed anyone out, as I'm actually recording on the spot. Nothing else is coming to mind, so I think that's basically everybody that I did want to go ahead and rank. Actually, no, apart from the Omega. He is the last guy I want to rank, and I think that C tier is going to cut it for him. I'm going to put him in 3rd place in C tier. He was cool, he was really, really interesting, I will say, but just, again, underused. He was kind of like the Ice Emperor in that way. Complete wasted potential. There just wasn't enough going on with him. But now, with all of that being said, that is going to conclude my ranking here. So with all of this being said, you guys, that is going to do it for me. So with all of this being said, I do absolutely encourage all of you to go ahead and drop any of your own thoughts on this down below in the comments. Feel free to let me know what your ranking of all of the main villains would be. Again, this is going to be mine personal opinion. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I was able to make this one interesting with my own opinions. But yeah, that's going to conclude things here. So hopefully you did all end up enjoying this one. If you did, all I ask is that you do please consider leaving a like on today's video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more like this. It really does help me out, and I really appreciate it. And while you guys are down there, be sure to please consider turning on that notification bell so that you can watch my content whenever I do upload new videos every few days or so. And with all of this being said, you guys, take it easy. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.